Hey kids, it's a very special Comic Should Smell Good this week. Not since the very first episode. I don't even know how many years ago has it been. Just Casey, just me here, unfiltered, without Morgan to give me strange looks or whatever. So I apologize for anything that I might say. Anyway, this is back here where the magic happens, breaking the comics down for all of you tomorrow and Wednesday morning. But we've got a few things I want to take a moment and show you. First off, we've got the return of Red One by Terry Dodson, Rachel Dodson, and Xavier Dorson. Very popular Russian spy superhero kind of stuff that only went like 2 issues because it's only number 3. So it only went 2 issues before they got canceled, or not canceled, but had to take a hiatus. So this is finally back, which I know a bunch of people are excited about. We also have, speaking of another return, let's dig in the box for a sec here. Nowhere Men, Eric Stevenson, Dave Taylor, Jordi Belair, and Infographics, continuing what Nate Bellegarde and Stevenson started. This is kind of a crazy super science book, but more along the lines of like a Fantastic Four type of thing. But this has been really fun, great, like high sci-fi and actually intelligent comics where there's a lot to read. It's very meaty. There's a lot to kind of read over. From Dark Horse, Margaret Atwood and the awesome illustrator Johnny Christmas, who did that great story in Island recently, bring you Angel Catbird, which is a superhero kind of pun adventure with genetic experimentation, lots of cats, some owls, cute animals, things like that. Basically, you know, super science genetics things go wrong, and so what do? You kind of make fun and you have fun with it and you fight crime with it. So this looks really cool from Dark Horse. This is Volume 1, $15 hardcover, very nice. And speaking of other little $15 books that are very nice, from Image this week, the print debut of Tom Parkinson Morgan's Kill 6 Billion Demons. So excited for this book. I barely read webcomics at all. I have enough comics to read. It's hard enough to finish those that are in, you know, print here. But a friend of mine turned me on to this and I was blown away, and I'm very happy that Brandon Graham brought this to Image, and this is just insane, like James Stokoe style fantasy stuff. A young girl gets caught up in a strange fantasy quest that of course includes lots and lots of demons. So lots of cool character designs, all sorts of strange things. Very excited about this one. And what else we got in the magic boxes here? Ooh! Sun Bakery, number 3 from Seattle's own Corey Lewis, with this awesome cover that Harvey James helped him out on. This is fantastic. Really excited to dig into this one. This features Corey's layered jacket, which is probably the most slacker superhero dude you'll ever meet, ever. And those were kind of fun sketchbook things that he did, as well as the return of Dream Skills and some more Batrider in here. So the one-man anthology continues with Sun Bakery. Oh, and another good one this week. Frank Cho, hot off not being on Wonder Woman anymore, continues his one-man project featuring the updating of King Arthur and his, well, maybe not all the knights, but at least Merlin. And King Arthur legend here, basically, the evil Merlin has taken over the world. Who will stop him? Obviously, the modern-day King Arthur. But you're not buying a Frank Cho book, pretty much, you know, for the story. You're buying it because he can draw amazingly well. So very cool, full color, full art from Frank Cho here. Lots of action, lots of big female, femme fatale superhero type of stuff, as you would come to expect from Frank Cho. But new number 1 from Boom. What else we got going on here? Ooh. From Oni Press, Ted Knife, or Ted Knife, I don't know how you say it, the guy who most recently was doing Princess Ugg, and before that Courtney Crumman, comes another all-ages fantasy book, Knight's Dominion. This one's definitely riffing off the feel of Courtney Crumman a little bit, where you're getting some of that creepy fantasy vibe, but it's cool. It's been really a resurgence of fantasy and like young adult fantasy in comics, and in fact 3 or 4 of the ones that I just talked about were fantasy stuff, but really great art and colors from him. This is really cool looking, very fun adventure type of stuff. Man, there's a lot of things this week. Alright, we'll do a double shot here. For the LGBTQ community, we've got from Northwest Press in here in Seattle, Mama Tits Saves the World. With a name like Mama Tits, I'm going to assume you can save the world and do lots of other things. Zan Christensen brings you the adventures of Seattle's most famous drag queen. Well, maybe not, but definitely one of the ones with the most badass names, and probably one of the only ones with a comic book as well. But very fun stuff to always celebrate Pride, which is every day. And then Alters by Aftershock. This is Paul Jenkins, and Layla Lees brings you the adventures of, I don't know if this is the very first transgender superhero in comics, but I'm going to say it's pretty close. This got a big write-up in the New York Times a few months ago, but this is a big step for comics and for superhero stuff, and Paul Jenkins is a veteran of comics, has been writing it for a long, long time, and he's really had this project boiling for a while, so I'm glad that he actually gets to do this. And for a couple of hits from the DC world, Ever After from the pages of Fables. You thought Fables was done. It is not. Bill Willingham still has bills to pay. You have Matthew Sturgis, who wrote the Jack of Fables book, as well as and Travis Moore on art. This one is, you know, if you didn't get enough out of the Fables spin-off with the Wolf one, with Big B, then this is featuring a bunch of the other characters that you know and love, who probably won't see again other than this little mini-series here. And also another big #1 for DC, Cyborg Rebirth, one of the most popular members of the Teen Titans, and now key member of the Justice League, is returning in his own series after the other one got canceled kind of quickly. But we've got John Semper Jr. and Paul Pelletier bringing you the adventures of Cyborg. So lots of fun science, and, you know, it's actually a lot of science gone bad. Fun science, Cyborg stuff, bringing you up to speed on where he is in the new world of the Rebirth. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff this week. I'm sure there is more. Oh yes, Stoko does some Moon Knight pages. Oh yeah, friggin' great stuff. Jeff Lemire continues his very bizarre and very fun Moon Knight series with guest artists here. So yeah, as you can see, there's more than I can, you know, bring you in this one time here, but make sure to come in tomorrow for the first week of September, back to school, meaning that your kids aren't around to bother you, and you can come to the comic book store, or you can use that excuse just to, you know, break from work and come here and get comics. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, and enjoy the week.